era, if you want. They'll always say that was the best period.
I would have preferred to have gone out and like we were originally going to do, as was to have sort of partied with Bowie in a way and gone out, and me, Mick and Woody had gone out and done a band, done the Spiders thing together. I think if we'd have done that, which we were going to do, until certain forces and management stepped in and stopped it, I think that would have been great, because we wouldn't have known where we would have gone as a band as well. We could have gone on and done great albums.
So I think first and foremost at the drawing board, I think it's his songwriting that really, really shines, and through nearly 4 decades, I think he's consistently come up with great songs, from early on right through the Ziggy period, right through to the Let's Dance period. Just awesome songs.
And we weren't given the chance because other people didn't want it to happen, which is sad, I think. I'd like to have gone out like that, but the way it went out, it was pretty not a nice ending to such a great time. It still gets me today. I still think about it and think, if we'd have just done this, never mind without David or whatever, but if we'd have just gone on and done something else and carried it through a bit further. But unfortunately it stopped when Ronson did his solo albums, and Woody got fired. And I sort of did this album with Ainsley Dunbar, but the heart had gone out of the band then. Ainsley Dunbar's a great drummer, but it's not Woody Woodmansey. You lose a member of the band and it changes.
Lyrically, always very, very interesting. And although he was not, in the traditional sense, a brilliant guitar player, he was able to come up with some very unusual chord structures. He was not afraid of using flattened fifths. He was not afraid of using major sevenths in the bass, which was previously unheard of, as in Space Oddity and Starman at the start. I think his sax playing was quite bizarre at times, and I think the combination of his unusual musical ideas with the wide range of lyrical subjects that he used to incorporate is one secret to his success.
I don't think there was anyone like Bowie before he came along. I don't think there has been anyone since, and I don't think there ever will be anyone like David Bowie again. We will never see his like again. He is the most influential artist of all time, and his music will still be listened to, along with the Beatles. His people will still be listening to Bowie's music in 200 years' time. I'm quite convinced of it.
To me, David Bowie is one of the most amazing rock era performers we have ever seen and will ever see, because he was one of the very few artists, and is one of the very few artists, who understands the value of change and always understands the value of doing things to the maximum. So he'll always do things with the greatest effort possible, with the greatest talents possible. And there aren't many artists you can say that about. He seems to have an ability to bring out the best in other people, because that brings out the best in him.
He appealed across the board to gender benders, to men, to women, to boys, to girls, still does. And I think it's very difficult to say exactly that was the reason for his success. There are so many reasons. Commercial melodies, you'll take something like John, I'm Only Dancing, Starman, a wonderfully sing-along chorus, and that you've got something as intricate and musical as Space Oddity. I think he's a very complex guy, and I think his complexity is the key to his success.